Well, hey there, Rockhounds, Lapidary lovers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. So what we got going on over at the Tumbling station today? Well, this small-ish 4.5-pound tumbler over here has been in polish for about 3 weeks now. So I would say it is done. I would say the rocks in there are ready to come out. I don't rightly remember what I put in there, but I'm sure they're going to be pretty. I'm going to take this drum off the tumbler. I'm going to dump the contents out, give it all a good rinse. We'll take a quick look at it over at the bench before they go into the ultrasonic cleaner, get really well cleaned, and then we'll take a final look at them in my studio under good lighting, okay? So let me get to dumping this out. Yes, it's all coming back to me now that I can see the rocks. Yes, I remember what we've got in there. We've got some very colorful banded Jasper, some banded iron. We've got some Montana moss agates. Got 2 halves of a very weird thunder egg I cut. Got some crazy lace agates. Weird rock I found in Texas. Some aventurine. Weird rock I found in Wyoming. So yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff here, and I think it's all going to be beautiful. So I'm going to run this through the ultrasonic cleaner just to get every last trace of polish off of these rocks. Until then, I am keeping them wet so the polish doesn't dry on, because once you let it dry on, it's very hard to get back off. So let me get these in the ultrasonic tank so that we can get the final stage of cleanup on them, then we can dry them off and have a really close look at them and see how well they shined up. There, you see that haziness in the water? That's from polish coming off the rocks. You can see it coming off kind of down here in this lower left corner. So yeah, it's coming off the surface. It's coming out of all the little nooks and crannies. These rocks are going to be really clean at the end of this ultrasonic treatment. Okay, here they are, all cleaned up, ultrasonicked and dried out. Going to have a look at them. Most of these took a really great polish. 1 or 2 of them have some issues, and we'll talk about the issues and where I think I went wrong with them. Right off the bat, we've got 2 halves of a little agate. I cut in half when I got my 10-inch Ratex saw. I kind of went nuts and cut up everything I could lay my hands on. So we got 2 halves of this little agate here. Got a really great polish on it. It's not the most colorful agate, but I had to try out my saw. And then I threw the 2 halves in the pile of stuff to be tumbled. Got some banding, got a big quartz pocket in the center, so that turned out pretty good. Speaking of 2 halves, here's something else I cut in half. This was a thunder egg I got from my buddy Jim. Kind of an oddball one with 3 bands of chalcedony in the middle and some quartz too. But it turned out really pretty. Got some nice banding to it. Nice color. Yeah, that tumbled up nice. The 2 halves did. Very nice. I mean, even the nodule, which, you know, is never going to clean up nice, but it actually took a halfway decent shine in areas where it's not, you know, all fissured. So that's pretty nice. I do love my banded iron. If you've been watching my channel, you know that. So some more of the banded iron I collected out in Wyoming. I love it when it has these little offset faults in it. That's really cool, I think. Look at that, how the bands are offset. The rock was faulted, and it shifted, and then it glued together again over time. And now you've got that little offset in the bands of hematite and jasper. Yeah, that is so cool. And look how shiny the hematite is. It looks like silver in there. That's nice. Got a couple of slices from Montana moss agate. Again, I was testing out my 10-inch Ratex and slicing all kinds of stuff. This one's kind of neat. Look at the little ink spots of moss in it. That's kind of neat. And then it's got some like brush strokes of moss in it too. And this side, it's still got a little bit of the opal crust that it had on it. This was on the outside of the agate when I cut into it. And then here's another little agate. Look at the spots in that. Another little Montana moss agate.
Yep, I cut that, see what it looked like on the inside. Oh, it's very three-dimensional. I don't know if that's coming through in the video. But the bands of moss in there are very three-dimensional. So that's kind of cool. So these came out nice. Let's see. Oh, another Montana moss back here. This was a small one. I decided not to cut it. I just threw it in the batch to be tumbled, and it turned out nice. Look at the moss in there. That is gorgeous. It's an absolutely gorgeous agate. It's got some fissures, but I'll tell you what, it's super smooth. You can't even feel it. You can't even feel it. You can just see it's there. Yeah, it's absolutely, utterly smooth. Very nice. So here's a little funky rock I found rockhounding in Nebraska. I'm not exactly sure what I've got here. I was thinking prairie agate when I first found it, but I don't know. It's certainly got some jasper. I'm not sure about the lighter colored stuff, what it is. It took a pretty good polish. Both the jaspery stuff and the lighter stuff all polished up nice. So that's good. Ooh, some mookaite. I like mookaite. So this is some more of my mookaite I bought from a seller on eBay. And I think I got another piece over here. Yeah, so here's some more mookaite. Very colorful Australian jasper. Yeah, so it's, the mookite's got some crazy colors in it. Some tan, some yellow, some orange, some reds. And there's some purple, green. Well, just neon purple there. That's cool. That's really cool. I like mookaite. Here's another piece of banded iron. This is the black jasper with the hematite in it. And again, the hematite has polished up like silver, so that's nice. That's really nice. But you can see the difference in the kind of jasper. So you see it multicolored out there in Wyoming, and I'm always looking for really pretty pieces of banded iron to tumble and cut. Got some, is this crazy lace? Oh, yeah, this is Mexican crazy lace. Look, it's got this transparent band on it here. You can see deep. Again, this is probably not showing up because it's only, it's not 3D with the camera. But you can see deep, deep, deep into the agate there. That is so cool. And then the patterns are nice on it. And then I got another piece. Oh, here's one. Here's one over here. Yeah, look at this lace agate right here. That's nice. That's very pretty. That tumbled up nice. Ooh, here's a piece of Malawi agate that I cut out of a little agate nodule. I got this Malawi agate at Tucson. During the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, I got some Malawi agates. I cut a few, again, testing out my Raytech saw way back when I first got it. And the pieces got tumbled. So that's nice. It's got some nice color in it, some banding. And it's got a little bit of water line right there at the center. That's kind of cool. As for rocks that I'm not so happy with, here's one right here. This is a rock I found when I was driving through Texas on the way to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. And I found this rock, and I think it's banded rhyolite. I'm not positive, but I think that's what it is. It did not take a really great polish. It's got a bit of a shine to it, as you can see. I'm pretty sure this is soft. That's been my experience with banded rhyolite before. It's just kind of soft, and I think these other harder rocks, the agates and such, have just beat it up. So I might try, backing this up 1 or 2 stages of grit and tumbling it again, but with softer rocks and a lot of media and a thick slurry. And we'll see if we can get a nice polish on this, because I think this will be a really good looking rock once it's polished up. It just didn't take a good polish this time around, but I'm tenacious. I'll figure out how to do it. And then here's this rock over here. This is another one that did not take a very good polish. It's all crazed. and I am not sure why. It did not look like that before it went in the tumbler. I'm not sure why it got all crazed like that. It does not come across as a soft rock. It did take a fair polish. So I'm not sure why the surface crazed like that. But you know, you can't win them all. You know, you just can't win them all. So I got a couple of rocks here that just didn't turn out all that great. But the bulk of them really did. I mean, here's another little piece of banded iron. Again, you know, got a nice polish on it. That silvery hematite in there. Some banded Jasper over here. Yeah. The colors in that. I hope they're coming through. That's cool. This over here, I think is just quartz, but it's got a lot of crazy colors and patterns in it. That's why I picked it up and tumbled it. And, you know, it took a pretty good polish, even though the quartz is kind of soft compared to the agates. It actually took a pretty good polish. So that's nice. Another piece of banded iron. This is sort of a flat piece. Flat as a pancake, but got interesting patterns of hematite in it. And some of the orange Jasper. And got a piece of aventurine that I found out in Wyoming. Rockhounding out there. And yeah, that turned out really nice. Nice aventurine out there. I've got some more tumbling too, so that should be done soon. And just miscellaneous other rock. Oh, here's another slice of Montana moss agate here. I was really working the Raytex saw, making slices. So that's cool. It's got some interesting internal structure as well as the moss. So that's very cool. And I got some more of the green moss agate. I think this is about the end of it, though. I've been tumbling this stuff for a solid 1.5 years, and I think I've finally got it all tumbled. I think. We'll see. Anyway, you know, a few other miscellaneous rocks here, but that's pretty much the story of this batch, and on the whole, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Couple of them that could be, you know, better. One I'm going to try and rework, but yeah, on the whole, I am pretty happy with this batch of rocks. Here's another piece of lace agate I got in Tucson. So yeah, if you guys are happy with this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching this one. Bye.